Hello and welcome back to House of Astralis. My name is Kayla and today I will be your cosmic guide as we look into your Virgo full moon lunar eclipse story. As always, as this is a collective reading, please be at peace with anything that does not resonate and leave the rest behind. And thank you so much for all the interactions on my videos, on my channel, all the love. I do appreciate it tons and I am so grateful. If you would like a more personalized reading for this or any other topic you would like insight on, my links are in the description down below. And before we get started into picking the piles here, I do want to briefly touch on some of the astrology of this full moon lunar eclipse. This is not just a full moon, obviously. Eclipses don't gently whisper, they reveal. This eclipse feels like a turning point between dream and discipline, between Pisces' vision and Virgo's devotion, between what we've imagined and what we're actually willing to embody. Virgo is a sign of refinement, sacred detail, and practical healing. It asks, what are you actually doing with the insight you've received? Because inspiration without integration dissolves. This eclipse highlights the Virgo-Pisces polarity, the axis of healing, body and spirit, practice and prayer, intuition and method. We're being asked to bring mystical into the mundane, to stop romanticizing healing and start living it. So this will highlight the Pisces and Virgo houses in your chart. So all you have to do is look at your natal chart and see what house Pisces is in, what house Virgo is in, and those two will be playing into each other. They're an axis. Lunar eclipses illuminate what's already been true. They don't necessarily bring new information. They expose what we've been avoiding. Where have you been overextending? Where have you been martyring yourself in the name of service? And where has perfectionism quietly disguised itself as high standards? Virgo energy can be hyper aware of what isn't working, but under an eclipse, that awareness becomes surgical, precise, clear. This is about discernment and separating what nourishes you from what depletes you. And because this eclipse is unfolding in Pisces season, there's a softness underneath the precision. This isn't about harsh self-criticism, it's about compassionate correction. Virgo asks, what habits, rituals, or daily structures actually support your well-being? Not what looks spiritual, not what feels dramatic, and not what sounds impressive, but what actually stabilizes you. This is a powerful moment to cleanse, declutter, reset, physically and energetically, clean your space, organize your workflow, recommit to a health practice. Small acts matter now. If you've been feeling the lull or the not committing to your New Year's resolutions or just anything you've set for your goal for this year, this can be a chance to look back at it, refine it, and act. Again, small acts matter. Virgo reminds us that healing is not a concept, it's a practice. You can't just, I want to say like an armchair healer. You can look at all the healing and you can read all the books, all the self-help books, all the therapeutic CBT books, all this stuff. But if you're not actually doing it, you're not healing. You had to put that into practice. And that goes for anything. Eclipses also bring culminations. Something is reaching a point of clarity. Something in your daily life, your body, your system, your routines. This is asking to evolve. This is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming aligned. Again, that perfectionism, you can't let that come in too much and self-sabotage. What would it look like to be spiritually open and discerningly protected, to serve without self-sacrifice, to care without self-erasure? This eclipse is asking you to listen, especially to your body, especially to the subtle signs. If we think in terms of the elements like earth, Virgo is an earth element, and earth is to the tarot the pentacles, and then the pentacles are both material things but also our physical bodies. So this is heightening our physical body, and just like I was reading about the Pisces aspect is the spiritual part, but you have to take care of your physical body just as much as your spiritual body. Virgo's wisdom is quiet. It doesn't shout, it adjusts, it refines, it improves. Under this eclipse, intention must now take form. Where Pisces dreamed it, Virgo built it. So this is putting real intention and real commitment into your dreams, into what you would like to see in your life. I also created this sheet for myself. It's for the eclipses because I wanted to track them and just see what was going on. So if we go back, We are in the Virgo Pisces eclipse cycle. So the first one was on September 18th, 2024 in Pisces. So this is a continuation of the story that started here. So if you can think back to that time around September 18th and see what was going on regarding your Pisces house, but also, again, that Virgo house. And then again, it happened in March of last year, 2025. So something was heightened then. And then even in, I think this is supposed to be September 7th, the lunar eclipse in Pisces, and then again in Virgo. So your story, whatever was happening, is being highlighted every time, or there's an extra increment or something else happening within that story. And in March, we have this lunar eclipse in Virgo. And then in August, the Pisces one will happen. And the last one will be in 2027 with Virgo. And you can see here, we just had the first Aquarius solar eclipse. And we'll be having the next part, which is the Leo solar eclipse, in August. For me personally, I know my Pisces Virgo story. It has to do with my physical body, which is extra funny. But also, I've been navigating food allergens that I didn't realize I had until it got confirmed literally one of these ones in September. It got confirmed. Oh, no, it was the 21st, in Virgo. So it got confirmed on the Virgo solar eclipse for me. And I can already see what's happening for me the week before this lunar eclipse in Virgo. So that's funny. Go back, take some notes if you're actually really interested to see the story there. Make sure to also be taking notes on this Aquarius Leo one, because that's the one we'll be working with for the next couple years. And you can see here in 2027, we'll be introduced to the Capricorn Cancer axis. So anyways, that's just a long, drawn out way of me saying, look and track what's happening in your life, because the story is still unfolding. Okay, finally, we can get into the piles. With pile 1, we have There is Pleasure in the Pathless Woods. In pile 2, we have Be Fearless, Know that all will be provided at the right time. So I'll go ahead and let you pick and choose for a moment, and I'll see you in your pile. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. Here we've got some numerology cards laid out. I intended just to pull them and see what wanted to come. And we'll definitely get some more insights with the rest of the cards. But first I want to see what truth is being illuminated in your daily life. And the Nine of Wands is immediately telling me you are about to burn out. There are things that are being held together that do not belong there. And I think this is literally the Virgo coming out and saying, all of this stuff, this really isn't working. How are you organized this way? No wonder why you are being burnt out and feel like you're burning the candle at both ends and not really happy with this whole thing going on. You see that this is not right, and it's time to do something about it. It's time to put these pieces where they belong, actually put them, organize them in a way that works, instead of just literally tying them together and just hoping that they stay, because this will not stay forever. And when it comes crashing down, you can't be surprised. You can't be surprised at this crashing down when it's not being fitted properly. This is not the proper place for it. So this is something you know. You can't not pretend to look at it anymore. Ooh, we got 999 right here. The compassion is coming out to say, this is like a tough love, like tough motherly love or tough grandma love. Someone, your best friend who wants to help you live your life for the better, and you just can't see it. Or at least you see it, you're not acknowledging it and chanting it. So this is with love. This is saying it with love. And going back to what I was saying earlier in the beginning, you can't self-criticize. Give yourself some compassion. And compassion and self-care comes with doing things that are right for you instead of neglecting yourself. So this Seven of Wands is saying that this habit of yours to more want too, like being so caught up, so fired up, so caught up in survival mode and action and just not being able to take a chill pill, I just heard. This needs to be refined. This behavior needs some release, some refinement, some new roles that can take place. You constantly in this state is not serving your well-being. Maybe this is that environment part too. Like, what in your environment is not working? Why do you constantly feel like you have to be in this state? Why, who and what are you defending? I swear this came up for the Pisces video, or maybe one before this, but I remember reading it as something like, what are you running against? There's nobody here. You're just defending just to defend because it's comfortable. It's a comfortable state to be in because that's all you know. So it's taking time to refine this behavior, ground it in some way so that you're not like that all the time. But the Four of Swords here comes to say, practically, you can take a chill pill. This is that chill pill. How can you go from the Seven of Wands to the Four of Swords? This is a practical shift that you can do to anchor your well-being. This is grounding. This is an adjustment that you can make. And it's not about meditating for hours on end a day, completely clearing your head, but I think literally touching grass and being able to be safe and stable in that environment, in your environment here. Sit down, ground. Like, there's so many things you can do. And meditation isn't always about sitting there. You can meditate doing anything as long as you are mindfully in it. That's why you can walk and meditate. You can, there's so many things, I can't even name them all here, but it's not just sitting there. But you do need to rest. Your mind, your body needs to ground in some way so that you don't burn yourself. Because I do see here that burnout is coming if you don't make these changes for your health, for your well-being. And the Page of Swords, I'm going to leave it down here. I don't know if I can even show it really. But the Page of Wands comes to say that you don't need to be perfect. The page is very youthful, very playful. And there's such an expansive nature to them in general. Like, they are able to see this whole world around them, this unexplored territory, and have fun with it. They're not worried about perfecting it and building the best thing that they can and all about this. They just want to have fun and play. And I think this is part of that. Clearly, you have a lot of fire and Wands energy within you, maybe as we enter Aries season coming up, or all the Aries things that have been happening, use that without perfecting it. Have fun, take it as it is, and stop being so perfect. You have the drive. You just have to put it somewhere that isn't so overbearing on your body, your person, your spirit, the world around you. Instead of self-criticizing, become curious. Curious about why you act this way, or curious about how you can make things better for yourself. These new beginnings, this is a new opportunity for you to begin in a better aligned way without all the overload. I'm seeing this 33 communication card here as really talking within yourself, talking to yourself and getting, again, curious about the things that you do, your behaviors, and why you continue to do the Nine of Wands. Why do you continue to pretend that things are not as bad as they are? Or why do you continue to put things where they don't belong, essentially? Who taught you that? Why do you feel like you have to sustain that? There's so many things here. Just communicating with yourself, your spirit, your higher self. Asking your own spirit team to help you through this is important because they're here to listen for you and they can help you. And lovingly, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So going straight back to what we were talking about with the Virgo and the physical body and self-care, self-compassion. The Queen of Pentacles wouldn't burn out because she knows her limits. And she wants to help you. Like, I see her, I don't know, I'm just getting this image of a guide really wanting to help you and feeling maybe bad or feeling that they really want to help you in this, and just seeing you consistently not care for yourself or consistently not know what to do. And I'm being reminded of, I think it's a meme or a tweet long time ago, but it's something about my guardian angels seeing me do this again. And it's like, they want to help you. They're like shaking your head or their head. And that's what I'm seeing here. The Queen of Pentacles wants you to take care of yourself. She can help you if you want to communicate. She can't override and do it for you, but you have to be willing to be curious enough to reach out, to be curious enough to do your best for yourself. Lastly, with that, I do want to pull some Crystal Wisdom Oracle cards, just to give you some last bit of wisdom for your Virgo full moon eclipse, especially. Maybe this crystal can help you with what you're going through. So we got As You're Right, unlock your intuition, explore the mysteries of your inner world. Ooh, I like that. Again, self, your inner world, communication, and being compassionate with yourself to even explore in the first place and come across things that maybe you didn't want to face initially, but these are going to help you begin anew, like this new beginning here. This is going to ultimately help you. Once you face yourself and face your behaviors, that can help you overcome them instead of pretending that they're not there. And just because you have behaviors that are not idealistic for yourself doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean you don't deserve to live well. And that's what the Queen of Pentacles wants you to know. With that, pile one, this is your reading. Thank you so much for being here, and I have so much love. I want you to also do your best and do things that are in your own favor. Overcome things and stop living in the survival mode that our society wants us to be in, because if we're always in the state, then we can't explore our inner world, and then we can't realize things about our society and our systems that really don't work out for us and should be changed. So you doing your inner work and overcoming your own things helps the collective and helps you shape your environment. With that, I hope you have a great eclipse season, a great full moon, and give yourself some compassion. I'll either see you in my next reading or I'll see you in the next pile. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Here we've got some numerology cards that are just going to give us a little bit more insight into your story, and I'm already seeing some things here, but we'll get into that in a bit. To reiterate your T fortune, we've got be fearless, know that all will be provided at the right time. We'll start off with the Ace of Wands, and this is the truth that's being illuminated in your life. So it looks like there is an opportunity, and this shouldn't be something new to you, as lunar eclipses already illuminate what you'll know. So this is something, maybe if you don't know it quite yet, it'll come to you in a bigger form, but this is a new opportunity. This is a brand new way of being, and of course I just got drawn to the bottom of the numerology deck, and it's 1 new beginnings, which was also in pile 1, which is interesting. But this is a brand new thing of inspiration. It is for whatever collective in this small pile resonates with, a spiritual partnership drew me immediately, because some of you will be having a brand new partnership, and I'm saying this more so romantically just because it's wands. Sometimes it's a little sexy, sometimes it leans that way. It doesn't have to be, but for someone it's definitely a fire and passionate partnership. Doesn't have to be romantic, can be platonic. But if this isn't your story, if this is just for one part of the collective here, I think either way, the truth is that something new is beginning for you that will bring about inspiration, passion, creativity, bring a spark, something to light you up. Ooh, the moon. Okay, love, especially as sometimes this is interpreted as a eclipse, because we got maybe the sun and the moon here. Either way, this comes up as something that's not serving your well-being, in the form of the crustacean here is like the fear of something. And it's funny that this card comes up after I've been working with this card for a few weeks now. And I'm seeing that whatever fear you've got and whatever reactionary ways you go about it needs to be refined. We all have the choice to react in a way that is more reactionary or more observatory and objective. We can let our fears get the best of us and continue to act in the same way that we always have. Or we can maybe act in a way that's more, I don't want to say domesticated, but more refined, I suppose, and more in a way that has come to deal with these behaviors. You being scared of illumination or whatever truths need to come out, the truth of doing that inner work and facing your fears can be refined. The Ace of Wands came out to let you know that this is a chance to change things. We got number 5 here as well. A chance to change things, chance to change the way you react or go about your path and go about coming out of your inner work and your psyche. It's time to change. It's time to evolve. I just heard evolve. Evolve so that you can walk this path. And no matter how windy and tumultuous it might be, still not let that affect you and bring you down and stop you from evolving. Next, we've got the star, which I did have to cover, and honestly, it's kind of beautiful with the star here. And what I covered it with was the T fortune, and it says, be fearless, know that all will be provided at the right time. The fear part brings me back to the moon as well. You can't be so fearful of what's to come. And the star is hopeful. The star brings hope and inspiration that healing will happen, that everything will be provided at the right time. So one tangible adjustment is really just trusting the universe and trusting that what's yours is coming. But look at how the star is looking into the water here. It's like we've moved on from being that fearful crustacean, the fearful part of ourselves who doesn't want to look but is so involved in the water but can't take a look at yourself. In the star, she's out of the water, but able to look at herself. She's come out of the water and able to have that objective view and complete whatever story was in here, karmic completion, and look at it and provide healing to it instead of being in that like victim loop. I see this as caring for like an inner child or a past version of yourself as well. Being able to give healing where you were hurt, without staying in it and without trying to make it all better. It's just like providing something, an offering even here, just like here. I'm healed now, or I'm healing, I've changed, and I've completed this cycle. The High Priestess and the moon and the star, holy, yeah, we've definitely got some karmic completion here. Some big things going on because of the major arcana, and you've got a new beginning, a 10. Whew. Okay, so with this, the High Priestess says, instead of self-criticizing yourself, give yourself some trust. Give yourself patience to, one, listen to your inner self, but also devote to your inner being and the inner intuition that you have, literally. It doesn't have to be perfect. Intuition is not a scientific thing that has an exact formula. So with that, you shouldn't expect perfect, clear, intuitive nudges or clarity all the time. The moon doesn't give clarity, really. It illuminates things, but won't give you full clarity that you may need, because you have to trust your own self to do it, to make choices, and to go about your own life. Things do change and complete, but you have to be patient with that cycle and not expect a brand new beginning at the start of it or right at the end of a completion. Sometimes there's that integration that needs to happen, and the High Priestess is one who integrates that knowledge. I just heard, be the High Priestess of yourself. If your body's a temple, or if your body, your spiritual flesh is something to be a vessel for your life on this earth, then treat it as such. Be your own High Priestess. This is that self-care that the Virgo was talking about. Give yourself grace and self-care and love yourself. Devote to yourself, and that'll help you make these choices that will give you the healing and the best thing that you need. Devote to your life. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Justice. So another major, and just another way to say give yourself justice. Give yourself what you need to heal. And if you have to do that by changing things around you, become your own spiritual partner. You don't necessarily need anyone else. That can be within yourself. Change the relationship with yourself. But pile 2, this is what I have for you, and I will leave it here. May you have a great full moon cycle. May you do the inner work that you need to change and complete some things so that you can start anew with the Ace. I'm being reiterated to say that patience again. Don't rush it. Take the moment as it is. Very Virgo, very meticulous, and making sure to get it all through without rushing and trying to get it over with. Because if you want to get it over with, you're bypassing things. But with that, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for letting me read for you, and I can't wait to read for you again next time.